My name is Aparna. Today I am presenting the topic Buddhism and social work practice in India, Islam and social work practice in India. First is First we are moving on the introduction. Buddhism is a religion indigenous to the Indian subcontinent that encompasses a variety of traditions, beliefs, and practices, largely based on teachings attributed to Siddhartha Gautama, who is commonly known as Buddha, meaning the awakened one. And we are moving the four noble truths of Buddhism. First one is suffering. Suffering means in the world, people suffer. What is suffering? Wanting health, wealth when one is poor. That's suffering. Having a child become sick and die when one wanted that child be healthy and grow. That's suffering. From the trivial to the profound, suffering is merely a gap between what once found the world to be and the way is it really is. The greater the gap, the greater the suffering. And the second point is causation. People want thing to be different. People are not satisfied with the way things are. People try to fix things so they are perfect, improve things so they are better, or hold on to old ways because things were better back then. That human trait is the source of suffering. Third one is cessation. Each individual creates their own wants and desires. Thus, it is possible for people eliminate suffering by eliminate their self-created desires. The ability to eliminate suffering in inherent in all, whether one's intelligent and well read or slow and illiterate. Fourth one is eightfold path. The eightfold path is the method which the Buddha taught his followers the way to eliminate their desires and wants. He did not teach about the existence or non-existence of goodness, or of a supreme being. He only taught about suffering, how people create it, and how it can be eliminated. The Eightfold Path is the way to live one's life. One does not have to master each item before going on to the next. Thought we can do so if one's wishes. One can even work on all of them at once. And we are moving, including the points. That is, first one, right understanding, just being able to comprehend that there is a difference between what is and what one desires to be is sufficient, but not. There is an infinite regression on the why and how things come to be the way they are. That is called karma. The important thing is to see how one creates suffering, then one will see how others create suffering. That process deepens understanding and develops compassion. Third one is Second one is right thought. Wants and desires are thoughts. One can learn to select those thoughts which elevate suffering. Thoughts that cause desire and suffering in life are given up for thoughts which bring peace and tranquility. Tranquility, sorry. Third one is right speech. Talking can spread ideas and thoughts of wants and desires from one to another. It also reinforces wants and desires which come to mind. Once give up to talk gossip, and also give up harmful and angry language, for they stem from wants and desires. Talk reduces to what's necessary to teach or meet basic needs. And the fourth one is right action. One's action are also modified. One refrains from harming others and from trivial activities. One acts only to meet his basic need or out of compassion to help others meet their needs. And the fifth one is right livelihood, how one chooses to live and bring sustenance to their home becomes important. One gives up lying and talking from others, even if it is considered illegal by society, in favor of giving to self and others. Careers, jobs, or hobbies which promote peace and prosperity for all are taken up over those which bring fame or fortune to oneself. And the sixth point is right effort. The Buddha didn't say would be easy. One should expect lapsy mistakes and failures to crop up, but over time, the ability to follow each element of the eightfold path will get stronger. And the seventh point is right concentration. Concentration is the ability to quickly discard distracting thoughts and views which come into the mind that keep one from being focused on the immediate task and hand. And this eighth point is right mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to bring oneself back to the task and at hand when one's concentration has lapsed. It is also the ability to change focuses when new needs or priorities come to one's attention. The various schools of Buddhism use meditation, ceremonies, and chanting to develop this skill as well as. And we are moving on social concern to Buddhism. The relevance found in Buddha's entrusting a mission on his discipline and the noble mission of social work was found in Vinaya Pitaka, and travel for the welfare and happiness of the people out of compassion for the welfare and happiness of the people out of compassion for the world. The social evolution of during the Magadhan Empire brought about a significant change in the character of Indian society, guided the philosophy of Buddhism. And we are moving the contribution of Buddhism to social work practice in India. During the past few decades, Buddhists have been re-examining the revitalizing the teaching of their religion and are engaged in making their social standing through various developmental and welfare activities, which has a close connection with the philosophy of social work and that can be discussed in the following lines. First one is social action. And social action means in Buddhism, social action refers to the many kinds of intended to benefit mankind. These actions ranges from simple individual acts of charity, donation, teaching, training, organized kind of services, right livelihood in and outside the helping professions, community development, as well as political activity for a better society. Besides, Buddhist spearhead the movement for confronting war, racism, and exploitation of the weaker members of the society, commercialism, degradation of the social and physical environment. The social work Buddhist tradition in psycho-ethical concept initiated for bringing about complete harmony in the society with blending and balancing the spiritual and material achievements. Second one is social welfare. We all are aware that all civilized societies continue to work for the welfare of mankind. In both social work and Buddhism, social welfare is considered as an important instrument to work for the benefit of the people in the society. The activities of the social welfare include serving the needy, charity, teaching, training, and various organized activities, which are also components of social work intervention. And next is social services. Buddhist monks and nuns from the Monasteries provide social services for the common people who are need. Buddhism, under the guidance of the humanitarian philosophy of social work, help the people to enable them to function effectively and ultimately lead to a life to decency, dignity, and liberty. These activities have been rendered to all the members of the society, irrespective of their religion, caste, race, language, and culture, etc. Next is woman empowerment. Buddhism, like that of social work, has a very positive and revolutionary attitude towards women. It believes in equal benefits of men and women. Both in Buddhism and social work, women are able to indulge in activities outside home, including teaching, development of organizational skills, above all in an atmosphere where they could experience a sense of improvement and accomplishment. Everywhere in Buddhism, women are given equal opportunity with men to develop a purpose. This is a fundamental value of social work. And the next point is social work with the weaker section. Upliftment of the oppressed in the society has been taken into high consideration by Buddhism. Guided by social work philosophy, Buddhism is against any kind of social inequality, including caste based inequality. Buddhist social work aims at rejecting the heinous practice of untouchability and supported the cause of participation of the oppressed caste towards undertaking more and more social political activities for their liberation from uh, various cycle of caste based exploitation. And we are moving the Islam and social work practice in India. The introduction is Islam is the largest growing religion in the world. Indeed, one out of every person on his earth is a Muslim, yet unfortunately, Islam is also the most misunderstood religion. Muslims live in different parts of the world, ranking ranging from China to Argentina, Russia to South Africa. The country with the largest Muslim population is Indonesia. And we are moving the basic tenets of Islam. First one is believe in God. The one and only one God with no partner, no son, no associate, and no compassion. Second one is believe in Prophet Muhammad as God, Prophet, and Messenger. And the third one is believe in the five pillars of Islam. Fourth one is believe in six articles of faith. Fifth one is believe in Quran and following Quran teachings. Sixth, following Islam morals. Seventh one is performing good deeds. And we are moving Islam and social concern in India. The religious book of Islam, its Quran gives much importance to social service, social justice, and equality. It can be said that zakat is to Islam what services is to social work. Zakat is a form of poor tax levied on the privileged Muslims, and the fund created out of it spent for the welfare of the poor Muslims. And we are moving the contribution to Islam to social work practice in India. The 30th century AD was marked with the beginning of Muslim invasion and spread of Muslim influence in the Indian society. For nearly 7 centuries, different parts of the country had been ruled by Muslim emperors, kings, Naubans, or Rajas. In between, there had been scores of saints, Sufis, and who worked among and with one people to improve their living condition. This led to a prolonged and intense cultural in charge between Muslims and other population groups in India. Besides, all over the years, the Muslim community made a significant contribution. It may be divided into two broad groups. And we are moving The social services, indeed, services like road, hospitals and school are critically important. These provide people with a progressive basis to change and develop and to improve their quality of life. Socio-political history of India speaks volumes about the contribution of Islam to socio-economic and cultural development of the society. And we are moving, the next one is welfare services, rendering help to less fortunate and the underprivileged has been an essential feature of Islam. This is evident from the elaborate system of uh, fitrah and zakat, which all believers are required to take out of pass on to the needy and the indigent. At times, the needy would comprise not only beggars and mendicants, but also middle class persons facing financial stringency. And next is health services. As mentioned earlier, Unani system of medicine has been vastly popular among Muslims. They also have had among them several famous hakims who from time to time set up matabs or clinics, usually located in cities, towns. These matabs would cater to health needs of the people in the area. Further, these would render services to these low income persons free of charge. And next is education. In the field of education, the role maktabs and madrasas has already been underlined. Apart from this, quite a few Islamic institutions have come up in response to changing social and political conditions, which need to be mentioned. In 1875, Mohammedan Angelo oriented college was set up at Aligarh with a view to promoting learning and education among Muslims with an English or Western approach. Next is walk abroad. India has yet another unique Islamic institution, namely Waqf. For long, well-meaning citizens have immobile properties, residential house, commercial shops, etc. um, in town and cities almost all over the country. Between them, these walk boards control properties with thousands of crores of rupees. Then Central Waqf Council. In 1964, Government of India has set up Central Waqf Council under the banner of Muslim community to facilitate the development of Waqf properties in cities and towns to revenue generating assets and extend loan to minor development project convinced by non-governmental organization. Next is free banking. As is well known, Islamic prohibit. Usually, it implies that lender must not levy any charge on cash or kind borrowed by persons for their personal or family use. In view of this injunction, several Muslim countries have evolved interest-free banking in India to several religion. Non-banking financial institutions have come up with which pay to their depositors divided instead of fixed interest and accept sharing profit from their borrower. Last one is Yaktim Khans or orphanage. Yaktim Khans or orphanage are mostly located in areas having a concentration of Muslim population, having been on the social sense for centuries. These provide shelter, food and clothing for parentless children who are mostly victims of nature made or man-made calamities. Some of the institutions also impart instructions to resident children in religious learning. Usually these yatim khans are managed through donations. And lastly, we are moving the conclusion. Buddhism and Islam offer valuable insight and principles that can inform social work practice in India. By incorporating these principles into their practice, social workers can develop more effective, culturally sensitive, and spiritually informed interventions that promote social justice and human well being. Thank you.